All right. So everybody knows that I enjoy drawing, right? Drawing is pretty fun. I actually do quite enjoy it from time to time. Now, I don't take it serious anymore. I used to take it serious a long time ago. But now these days it's kind of like, meh. It is what it is, right? But apparently some artists got bullied off of Twitter because apparently they were using quotation marks AI art. So I don't really know too much about it. I haven't really delved into it. I only saw like bits and pieces like before, but this is one of the channels that I used to watch. I don't watch them anymore. Sam Does Arts. I watch them from time to time, but not as consistently anymore. It's just kind of like whatever, if I have time, I'll watch it. If not, But I'm very curious to see what his stance or so about this artist getting bullied off Twitter. And I kind of want to see how bad it is. Yeah, I just do it for funsies now. I don't really take it serious anymore. Like straight up, I don't really take art very serious. Just because these whole people are like kind of like going after like the whole AI shit. I'm just kind of like, I can't be bothered, to be honest. Like, honestly.
Holy cow, guys, this is bad. This is real bad. Well, guys, we've got some...
This is insane. A legitimate artist bullied out of the existence for what reason? At what point does this kind of stuff start to deserve actual consequences? This platform is so unbelievably hostile to artists. At this point, I don't even know what to say.
Some more issues coming out of Twitter. So the other day I was scrolling...
Well, the problem is Twitter. That's the problem. That's the problem, Sam. You decided to, to look at Twitter. That's the biggest mistake you can do.
On my timeline, wasting my life away, and I come across this. Somebody posted, "This is insane. A legitimate artist bullied out of existence for what reason?" And just like that, I was hooked, man. I was like, what is going on? At what point does this kind of stuff start to deserve actual consequences? This platform is so unbelievably hostile to artists at this point, I don't even know what to say. So this tea seemed to be boiling hot. Naturally, I wanted to find out more. So I click on this post, and apparently, this person on Twitter decided to make an AI call-out post about another artist.
It's not even AI. It's not even AI. I can even see that. Holy shit, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. See, this is the reason why, right? Like, at this point, like, I stopped caring about artists and digital artists' opinions because now they start going after everybody or so. It's like, oh, this person's using AI. It's like, I knew it was going to get to a point. It was going to get to this level eventually. And I knew this was going to happen. But I just didn't know when this was going to happen. So this was, God, dude. Oh my God, man. I just knew it. I just fucking knew it, man. I just honestly just fucking knew it.
Work, and it resulted in this. So the artist deleted their account, they're gone forever, and everybody is big mad right now. You can see this post was only made a few days ago and it's gotten 160.
Yeah, but it's not even AI, man. Like, you can tell, dude. I've been drawing for quite a while, okay? I have also delved with AI. I know the difference between an AI piece of work and a fucking normal piece of work. And there's also a few little tricks or so that you can find out that is AI. It's not just looking at the hands and everything like that. There's another way that you can tell it's AI as well.
96,000 likes and 8 million views. So this kind of blew up. And just before we dive into this issue, I shouldn't have to say this, but please don't send hate to anybody involved in this video. Let's all be decent human beings. So let's first take a look at the original post calling out the AI art. It says, I can't unsee it, and these are all the points that kind of make this person suspicious that this piece might have been made.
This is like a cartoony style body or so with these specific the way how they're doing the anatomy for this character or so. Like they still have like the anime stuff, but this whole body, the whole body proportion, this is like Cartoon Network stuff, Cartoon Network proportions, you know.
AI. Now, full disclaimer, I have no idea whether or not this artist actually used AI in their work, so just take my word with a grain of salt. I'm going to approach it from the standpoint of a bystander.
You can clearly see the line or so, right? Of the of like the body figure. Yeah, you can basically see it.
Now, a lot of these points here that are shown on this image are just simple mistakes that an artist could actually make. For example, the shadow on the knees, I understand it looks kind of weird, but again, that's a mistake that an artist could make. Push more on the skirt. What do you mean by that, you pervert? Now,
yeah, that's true. That skirt thing is kind of a little bit weird.
Here it says long on the forearms. First of
Are we like, okay, yeah.
all, the forearm is not long at all. Second of all, even if it was actually long on the forearms, this is a mistake that anybody could make, okay? You cannot expect every artist to be perfect. And a question mark next to the hand, yeah, I agree, looks a little bit weird, you know, but
yeah, but at the same time, this specific like art style, like I've seen this specific art style before, where they have like almost like no waist and everything like that, but it has like big hips, you know, small waist, small body, big boobs. This has a very like cartoon, like old school, like Cartoon Network vibe. Like what's the God, I don't know what specific cartoon it is. It's kind of like it's like almost in the realm of Boomerang, like Boomerang channel. I don't know if anyone's seen like the Boomerang channel. Like it's basically when Cartoon Network was like the golden age of Cartoon Network, you know.
again, this could be a stylistic choice. This other hand here, again, looks to me like a stylistic choice, and the ankle being broken, I don't think it's broken. I think, again, that's a stylistic choice.
It is.
Now,
it's a stylistic choice.
Weird
yeah, it's an old school. It's an old school drawing. It's like cartoon. It's like super old Cartoon Network drawings or so. Before like the channel Boomerang was a thing or so, right? You know, the whole Tom and Jerry era of cartoons. That's basically is what this reminds me of. The Dexter's Laboratory kind of type of art style.
This random artifact on the front of the skirt. Now, obviously we can't tell what it is because we're working with like 2 pixels, and also this hip right here that doesn't connect anatomically correctly to the body. And artifacts like those tend to be mistakes that an AI might actually make. But again, we can never know for sure. In today's day and age with the capabilities of AI, unless you get some sort of confirmation from the original artist about whether or not they actually used AI, you can never know for sure. So making a call out post like this is the first issue. Essentially what this person did was they had a little bit of a suspicion. So like any other sane person, they decided to go in guns blazing, dropping bombs in an attempt to destroy this artist's career. And if you live in a free society, you should probably know that we should never just assume somebody is guilty off of suspicion alone. So callouts like this, no matter how convincing, I feel like are just done in bad taste. This new AI callout stuff is just another manifestation of the cancer that is cancel culture. This absolutely idiotic idea that
the problem is that like ever since the whole like artists going after like the AI stuff, I was like I was even telling to myself like it's going to eventually happen to a point where an artist is going to draw a drawing and then they're going to make mistakes and everything. Hey, Talafine.
Bring on the excitement and create some epic gaming memories together. Get ready for a wild ride full of fun and adventure.
Anyways, thank you for the raiders. So welcome raiders. Yeah, it's going to get to a point where like artists completely like when they're gonna draw and everything like that, they're gonna make mistakes, you know. My model mama posted a drawing thinking it was completed. It was completed and it got called AI because she forgot to properly render the small little bit of it. Yeah, that's the issue. Like there's gonna be like small things that you know that's gonna have issues. Like yes, for me personally, right? I sometimes use AI for like for body positions and clothing design because number one, I can't be bothered to look at fucking 10 pages of magazines to go look at a fucking costume that I want to draw. So so I just tell the AI to be like, hey, I need a specific outfit for in this specific pose, and then that's pretty much it. That's all I really need it mostly for. It's just my posing, and the clothing design, because I cannot be fucking bothered because I can use all that energy and all that time in the rendering part of my drawing instead of wasting my time looking through the internet or through either through the internet, either through the magazine covers or fashion magazines or freaking what's the name, Pinterest to look up for clothing designs. I just can't be bothered, to be honest. I've done that for such a long time. I've done that for like, what is it, like 10 plus years, and I got so tired of it. So I thank God, to be honest, thank fucking God, you know, that things are making a lot more easier for me to finish other things, and I can work on other things that are more important. So, but yeah, overall, like, it's just kind of like, it's not that serious, to be honest. Like, honestly, like, artists are gonna forget to do certain things, you know? So you use it as a reference? Yeah, I use it as a reference, you know? I use the body positions and everything like that for references. The whole point, for those who don't know, right? Because I know there's this whole blanket of hate with AI art and everything. AI was supposedly originally be made to help artists, but unfortunately, you have some people who took the AI coding and everything and decided to
this time with 19 viewers.
oh, Gloria.
Off the charts thanks to you. Let's dive
Jesus
in and
Christ,
create
double
more
raids.
incredible memories together. Nyaru and I appreciate your fantastic support.
Hey Gloria, how you been? Welcome or so. Anyways, back to the subject. Sorry, it's just like, but welcome raiders. We're kind of like talking about a little bit of subject here, so. But yeah, overall, it's just like yeah, honestly, like this is gonna be a thing or so where people make mistakes because like there's no art. Like when you do drawings and doing arts and everything like that, not everyone's gonna be like a fucking professional. Like no one's gonna be like for an example, right? No one is going to make stuff like this, okay? No one's gonna be making a Mika Picasso like art piece, basically. No one's gonna do something like this crazy at the end of the day, okay? Everyone has their strengths, everyone has their weaknesses, everyone starts somewhere when it comes to art, you know, and everyone just kind of slowly, gradually, you know, climbs up and goes down and everything. But yeah, overall is like, to be honest, it's not that crazy, you know? Yeah, I have been learning and using AI to incorporate into my routine of art, but it doesn't take over my entire process of doing art itself. No, I still do like almost the entire process of everything. The only difference is that I'm not wasting my time looking at like fashion magazines and like posing a 3D model and then taking a screenshot or snippet or so and then put it over in my Clip Studio or Photoshop or Adobe, what is it? Not Adobe, Infinity, you know, Photo Infinity or whatever it's called. Like I'm not wasting my time on that, you know. I can properly work on something else instead of like, you know, which is the rendering. I started practicing a little bit more rendering, so.
Of the cancer that is cancel culture. This absolutely idiotic idea that everybody is guilty until proven innocent. Now, just to form a more mature opinion, I decided to actually look into this a little bit deeper to see what more information I can get on the original artists who deleted their account. And apparently they were Japanese. So in their final post, they said, over the past 3 years, I've finished drawing everything that I have in mind about Kanroji Mitsuri. It was a great honor to have so many people come and see it. Please forgive me for having kept silent up until now. I hope to meet you all again. As an artist, the account will be deleted at 7 p.m., which is Honestly, kind of sad. Based on this message, this was obviously just somebody who was a big fan of this character and wanted to share their work of this character. And the phrase, "please forgive me for having kept silent up until now," seems to imply to me that this person was definitely affected in some way by the cancel culture that was brought upon them by the person who made
That's just
the
sad,
call-out
to be
post.
honest.
So all around,
That's
this
just
is
sad.
just an L situation. The person who made the call out now is facing serious backlash, and this artist was bullied off the platform. Now, the person who made the call out has made an apology. "I was wrong. I'm so sorry. I took the post down." The note said, "This user made a big mistake confusing a real artist with AI," and ended it with the artist being bullied and closing their account, which is, again, very, very sad. Just a horrible situation to be in. The person who made the call out post was only 23, so not a fully developed brain. I can understand.
Yeah. It's usually a lot of people who are younger, so. Am I surprised? No, I am not surprised at all. I'm honestly not surprised. Look, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. As someone who drew traditional art, as in like pencil and paper, me, preferably, I still prefer to draw pencil and paper over digital art. My pencil and paper skills are more better than my digital art side. But like, man, dude, I don't give a fuck if you use AI, dude. I really don't care. I actually just honestly just don't care. Like, straight up. I personally just don't care. I'm like, they're doing their own thing. I'm doing my own thing. They're not bothering me. I'm not bothering them. Yo, man, just walk your own path, all right? Do what you want to do at the end of the day, okay? It's whatever for me, okay? I don't care, okay? When you get older, you just stop caring, okay? You really, like, just stop caring what other people say. That's why I just straight up don't care. I don't care what other people say.
Understand that, and the person has since made an apology even in Japanese to address the Japanese artist. "I am the biggest idiot. I'm so sorry for making such a stupid claim with no basis. I am ashamed that I ruined something you obviously love. What you made is amazing. I say again, I am so sorry. Best of luck." And they've also made a bunch of apology drawings for the artist. "I incorrectly accused an artist of using AI with a scathing, terrible draw over of their Mitsuri art." The account closed shortly after. Now, personally, I wanted to do my research. I wanted to see why this person decided to make an AI call out in the first place and why everyone else was so convinced that it was not AI. So I did my research. I Googled the original artist, and this was the only image that would come up that shows something very, very similar to what
There you go. See, look, it's literally the same art style and the different, well, not the difference, but like the same thing too. They have very like over expressively like shoulder, shouldering up the shoulders. The fucking, it has that really like long, skinny arms or so, really small waist, big, I assume they're gonna make like bigger hips and everything like that. Like, it's literally like just giving off the whole like old school like cartoons from like Cartoon Network. That's what literally is what it's giving me. Like, it's giving me like that American style cartoons and like super old school.
saw of this artist's work. Now, if I just zoom in here, personally, I do not see anything that jumps out at me that screams this was made by AI. I would be very convinced that this was actually a drawing and that this person is actually an artist who does draw. But
Yeah.
what's interesting to me is I then came across this post. You know what's extra funny? I decided to look into the art because the post looked familiar to me. Turns out that was the whip. Hold up. What are you talking about? As you can
Work in progress. Was the work in progress. That's what it means.
see in this finished product, a lot of those mistakes have been fixed up. Always do research, Twitter users, and that's exactly what I'm doing. All right, so this is where things get a little bit funny. Okay, take a look at this piece right here. All right, beautiful piece.
Interesting, huh? Where have I seen this drawing before? It looks very familiar, to be honest, chat.
It does fix the mistakes, right? The hand seems to be better. The hips now connect to the right point. The neck, the shoulders, everything is now connected. Again, full disclaimer, I don't know if this person who posted this is just pulling this out of their butt or if this is actually from the artist. So take everything with a big grain of salt, okay? If you compare this piece to what was supposed to be the sketch, from an artist's perspective, this sketch has way more advanced shape language and way more advanced flow. Personally, if I saw this, I would assume that an artist with a lot of experience has made this piece. Whereas with something like this, even though yes, it corrects all of the mistakes, it still appears to me like the shape language and the flow and the pose of the character just comes from an artist with a little bit less experience. And this person actually did a little bit more digging like me as well. And again, I am not sure if this is actually from the original artist or if this is just made by somebody else. So take all of this with a huge grain of salt. I don't even know if this is from the same artist, but looking at a piece like this, the rendering on the iris and the rendering on the pupil, as well as the smudging out of the highlight, these are just not marks that an artist would normally make. And even here on the corner of the eye, you can see how it flares out into some of these elements that don't seem to make as much sense. Look at how the eyelash pushes up the shape of the double eyelid. So again, there's a lot of elements here that would suggest to me that this is a little bit sus. And then if you look at the hair here, again, the rendering here just screams AI. It's smudged, it's smooth, it's got this very uncanny look to it. But still, I personally don't.
Hey. You know this, right? This right here, right? This like smoothing, this kind of thing here, you know? You do know it's possible to do this, right? Like I can see what they were trying to do with this specifically, you know? Like I've done this before even AI was even a thing. I've done this before. So I don't know
where this person got these images from, and I also just personally cannot confirm or deny that they're made with AI. And as of right now, that is the full extent of this artist's work that I could find. So you guys can make up your own mind. Me personally, I feel like if these pieces did actually belong to that artist, then they might have used AI as a part of their process to come up with poses and ideas. But
it could be. Maybe they did use AI, you know, as their poses and stuff like that. Like I use it. I use AI for the poses. I use AI for the clothing design, you know, depending like what kind of specific clothes that I'm looking for, you know. But like that's pretty much about it, you know.
I'm quite sure that they actually drew. They were actually an artist as well. This is the issue here. Look, even after all this digging, I still can't be 100% sure whether this person did use AI or not, and nobody can be. But all of that, while very confusing, is besides the point. It doesn't matter what an artist chooses to do. If this person chooses to use AI to make their work, to come up with ideas, that might go against you and my values, but that's their choice. Just because they might have chosen to do this thing that we disagree with doesn't give any of us the permission to go out there and call them out and harass them off of the platform.
That's true. He's not wrong. Well, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised how he has changed or so. I wonder if that's what his I wonder if this was his view or so about with AI art, to be honest, because I remember initially like everyone was ridiculously fucking hostile towards AI art. Like it was crazy how all the art, all of the digital artists were so fucking hostile to it, you know. It's very fucking insane to be seeing this, to be honest.
I really like this message personally. Even if it was AI, this was unnecessary. It's already hard enough being an artist. We don't need to rip people to shreds. The people who are personally offended over AI art seriously need to lighten up. I'm fine with people who are against it and understand why,
yeah,
but it shouldn't lead to bullying or being bothersome to people, especially if you can't tell. Just ask and encourage them to draw if you actually care.
Exactly. That's a different story though. The Pokemon art contest thing is a different story, you know. The problem is like, you know, people actually put work or so in a competition. In my personal opinion, you know, if you're gonna have like AI art, it should definitely be a separate category from real artists, you know. Yeah, like you can just block like if the art is like troubling you, you can just block them. But like there's no point of harassing somebody, you know. Like for me personally, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. The video game industry has already been using AI art. Now some of them have been doing a pretty shitty cover up, you know, Call of Duty. But there are some studios that do actually use AI art in their process of doing art to make the process go faster, you know, to make things a lot quicker than needs to be done. It's already being used already. I'm just, you know, just letting you guys know. For those who don't really know, yeah, it's being used. How do I know this? Because I know people from the, you know, from the whole like, you know, gaming industry, people who are like in like the art division. They tell me. So yeah, it's here to stay. Like, it's not going to go away. You're just gonna have to accept it, whether you like it or not, you know? Like, you don't have to like somebody who's using AI art. Like, that's your opinion at the end of the day. But don't go bullying them. Don't go bullying them, you know?
This person said, usually I ask the AI to draw these character concepts and designs for my novel, then I do pixel art or wait until I hire an artist or let people do art of something very, very similar to the characters. So whether you and I agree with it or not, there are a lot of artists out there who actually use AI in their workflow. So they come up with something like this, which is AI generated. Again, if you just saw this, how would you know? Literally, how would you?
How would I know? The hair. The hair gives it away. The knuckle on the hand. Hey, Vladimir. How you doing there, hun? Welcome, welcome. The knuckle on the hand gives it away, which is right here. Just gives it away immediately. The hair strand here makes no sense whatsoever. The ear is a little bit positionally in a weird position. I think it would be a little bit more higher up here instead of down here for some apparent reason. Let me see. This looks a little bit off here, but that's just a nitpick at the end of the day. It's not that serious, but yeah. The hair, the bang in the hair gives it away because the jewel is sitting on top of the jewel is literally sitting on top of the hair piece and this knuckle piece right here. You want to know how I know this? Because I've worked with AI, so it's kind of pretty easy, kind of obvious to see like where to spot out the differences, right? The most obvious ones, and then the smaller ones are like the ear makes no sense for this piece where the positioning is at. The ear is very off. Usually when it comes to this kind of a hairstyle specifically, most of the time the ear doesn't show. Most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. Not a whole lot though. And then that's pretty much, I think if I looked at it a little bit more closer, I can probably spot a little bit more. And then there's another trick too as well, is when you take it into Photoshop, there's a certain filter that you can use or so that you can tell that it's AI generated. Also as well, this weird piece between the hair, I don't know what's happening in the skin here, but it's definitely looks off here. So yeah.
You know. Now, since the original artist was a Japanese artist, they obviously live in an Asian culture, and Asian cultures are very, very high standard, very perfectionist. So they might have felt trapped in a way. They might have genuinely felt the need to use AI to come up with ideas so that their drawings don't look bad. And that's just an unfortunate part of a lot of Asian cultures, and that's why a lot of artists in Asia have a really tough time. Again, a few points here, okay? Number one, we simply cannot know what is real and what is not. So if you see something that makes you feel a little bit suspect, you can just click not interested on this post.
Yeah.
And the algorithm will show you less of that. You don't
Yeah,
have
of course.
to see it. And if you really, really care, just reach out to the artist. Ask them to see if they have any process videos uploaded anywhere. Your suspicions could very easily be confirmed in the DMs, you know, by actually communicating with the artist instead of just going straight to the internet and trying to get this person canceled. And
look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I post a piece of art piece or so, and it has like, you know, I used AI for it, and somebody calls me out, I'm gonna be like, look, I don't care. You're just some random person on the internet. I don't care. I just enjoy drawing, okay? I just enjoy drawing. That's it. I just have fun with it.
the second point, and this is more so for the art community, for the art.
That's why I always like drawing my VTuber friends, you know, for free, because I just enjoy drawing. It's because I enjoy drawing for my friends, you know. Because you want to know? You want to see something? Let me see. Let me see if I can find this real quick. this piece right here, right? This piece right here that you're seeing right now, AI has helped me out for this piece. And this was for the music video. The music video that I needed to do, because I needed to create about roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drawings in the span of 6 days. Or I think it might be shorter than 6 days. It was like between like 4 to 6 days. So I had to make one drawing almost every single day. And I made four females and 3 males for this one. And then on top of that, I had to edit the video together. Which luckily enough, a friend of mine actually helped me out to edit the video. Which, thank God, I think I would have never survived, to be honest. And then I had one friend who edited the song to make it sound decently well, to be honest. I still think it's pretty shit, but we just did it. We just literally just did it really fast. Like, we managed to make a song or so in a span of like 4 to 6 days, you know? Literally the span of 4 to 6 days it took us to make it, you know? And that's why I had to use AI to get it done, because there was no way I can get it done like easy whatsoever. So yeah, it was tiresome. I was basically up all night long, to be honest, trying to finish these drawings. My VTuber friend Luviena was there, and I passed out too as well. She heard me pass out and everything. So yeah, it was tiresome. It was a very tired project. Next time I understand to not, take my time when I'm making a song cover,
Maybe
Listen, learn.
see this kind of stuff happening and get very scared of it. I've got this one trick that is absolutely amazing that'll shut anybody.
Take care, King. Be safe, hon. Thank you for coming by as always. Very much appreciated. So get some good rest.
Up who tries to call you out on this stuff. Okay, just record your process. I personally screen record almost all of my drawings and I upload them to my Patreon so people have access to them and they can see them being painted from start to finish along with the reference photos that I used. And if you don't want to record every single painting, that's perfectly fine. Just record a few here and there so that you have this thing that you can just bring out anytime somebody tries to accuse you of something. It's an instant shut your mouth card and it works brilliantly. And I understand that.
True. It is. It definitely is.
Sometimes some people don't like recording their process because they feel like somebody is watching them and there's a lot of added pressure. So if you're one of those people, don't worry. You can also just screenshot your process. Take some screenshots of the sketches, take some screenshots of your color blocking, and then take some screenshots at like equal intervals throughout the rest of your rendering process. And I guarantee
that's a pretty good shading style that he has there. Pretty cool.
No one's gonna give you
not really my type of shading style though.
And I'm really glad this post got so much attention because now these call out people will probably think twice before they do something like this again, before they assume someone is guilty before
that's
they're
true
even proven guilty.
That's
but
true.
Regardless of that, they're still gonna exist. Okay, there's just always gonna be people out there who want to bring others down, so it never hurts to do something to protect yourself. And truly just be honest. If you did use AI in your process, just say it. Personally, I might be a little bit turned off by that, but honestly, no hard feelings. Everybody works in a different way. You might do something I disagree with and I might do stuff that you don't agree with, but we can still coexist and we might even be able to be friends. Now the third point.
Yeah, see, I'm actually really shocked and surprised how he actually is handling this, because usually, I think if I remember correctly, right, in the beginning of this whole entire thing, he was super negative. He was very, very, very negative. Actually, I'm not too sure, to be honest, because he's a sarcastic person, so I can't tell if he's actually being literally or not being literal, but it's very interesting to see that it's just like, after a while, they kind of like stop caring, It's funny because like, remember during the time or so when traditional pencil and paper artists hated digital artists at the very beginning because they think, oh, digital artists are just lazy, you know. You could easily do all that stuff, which is true, you know. It is definitely, you know, it makes things a lot easier compared to pencil and paper, because pencil and paper you have to make a little bit, you know, a less few mistakes compared to digital artists, right? You can easily just control Z to get rid of, like, you know, a mistake that you made, compared to, if you accidentally, like, let's say you used the paint bucket brush, right? And you decided to accidentally put white in a specific outline or so, but then you missed, but then apparently, like, the lines were connected and it spilled all over the entire drawing. You can't do that in real life, when a pencil and paper drawing, when you used to accidentally spill paint on a drawing, there's no control Z, okay? But like in Clip Studio or in Photoshop, it's a completely different, It's very funny to see how, like, pencil and paper artists hated digital artists, and then now digital artist hates AI artist, It's very interesting to see how it kind of like just kind of goes upwards, It's just interesting. It's just very interesting to kind of see this.
Point that I want to make about this whole situation is that the cancel culture that exists in the art community is stupid. And I'm talking to everybody.
True.
Okay? Anybody who's ever tried to cancel an independent artist for drawing something that they don't agree with, you can go and shove my slipper up your butt. Now, this person here made a post addressing the whole situation, and there's some very harsh words here, so I'm not going to read that. This piece of poop accused an actual artist of using AI simply because the person didn't know who they were, and it was too good, but also not at all.
It is. I will be honest with you, Mika. That's why I really don't care about cancel culture, because if you do not apologize, there's no point of you apologizing for something that you didn't do. It's just straight up honest. Remember when, like, people were getting canceled or so for saying retarded, even though people are still using it today? It's like, I'm like, you don't scare me, all right? Some random person on the internet who's trying to cancel me just because I either said a word or I'm using, like, part AI in my process of drawings. It's like, you don't scare me, okay? You don't scare me, all right? It's not that serious, all right?
Loser who feels the need to police art led to that person deleting their account. Who are you sorry to, you scumbag? You aren't sorry at all. You revel in your poopy little cancel culture, and you, along with people like you, love to harass artists. This has happened for far too long. Artists draw the wrong thing, the wrong ship, and now they get to accuse them of AI art. The wording here is a bit too harsh for my taste, but you get the point. She addresses this cancel culture problem in the art community really, really well. And even though this situation is related to an artist using AI, I think it extends way beyond that. If you're a new artist, you just want to share your stuff online, you should not be afraid of drawing the wrong thing. And
the problem is, for me, right, at the very moment, I just don't have time to draw. That's the problem. I have not posted an art piece in a while. It's been like roughly about a year because I've just been busy with my main YouTube channel. That's pretty much about it. Like, maybe I'll do some kind of like video on it. I don't know, to be honest. I have no idea, to be honest. I've just been busy. I don't have time, I want to draw, but I just don't have time right now. Plus, also on top of that too, as well, I've also been waiting, for those who don't know, I've been waiting on a certain class to go on sale here. Well, if it decides to pop up. Yeah, here we go. Let me see. A specific class. I'm waiting for one specific class to show up here. Let me see. Because I've been trying to learn a new shading style. I've been kind of waiting for this class. You can draw. I'm not drawing Shorekeeper. Shut the fuck up. Which one is it? I think it's. Oh, here is this one. I've been waiting for this class to pop up again, but like at a lower price. But I don't think it's gonna get any lower than this pricing right here, which kind of sucks because they unfortunately in December, last year, December, they rose the prices to all the classes. So now everything is a lot more expensive, which is a pain in the ass, to be honest. So yeah, so I never got the chance to finish this class, which kind of sucks. And I want to finish this class so I can learn the new shading style that I wanted to learn, which I was almost like almost there, almost caught on to there of like learning it and everything. But unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. So yeah. So that's why I haven't done any drawing streams or anything drawing related in a while, just because I've just been busy and just because of this class as well. Too expensive. Fucking $200, bro. Unless I get to keep the class forever, then yeah, it's because there's like a time limit or so for these classes. So I'm not too sure if this is like we can keep these classes or it's still limited, but who knows? Maybe one day.
And then suddenly you're just besieged, you're just dogpiled by these people who just want to harass you. The bottom line is, and this applies to everybody, stop policing people's art. Just let people draw what they want.
Yeah.
Let people draw how they want.
Yeah.
And if you don't like something, you don't agree with something, you can simply tell the algorithm that you're not interested, you don't want to see it
Exactly.
anymore, or you can go ahead and block them. You know, you don't need to go out of your way to try to dogpile people and try to harass them to get them off the platform because they're doing something that you disagree with. And in this case, there's not even proof. Like, imagine this in a real life scenario. If somebody was just giving out life sentences to people before they can even prove their crime, that would be highly dystopian. And that's exactly what happens with this type of cancel culture within the art community. So that's just kind of a rant for me because I know a lot of people get scared by that stuff and they don't share their work because of that. And you know what? In this day and age with this AI stuff flooding all these platforms, I would love personally to see more human work. And one final point that I want to make, which is now I think it's more important than ever for all of us artists in this community to just be decent human beings to one another. I mean, seriously, we have enough things going against us as is, you know, like just think about all the tech bros out there who want to automate creativity and just ripping away the one thing that humans love.
It's very interesting that he knows that like the tech bros are basically the ones who want to automate the whole AI, you know, the whole AI art stuff, you know? When originally, you know, AI itself was supposed to be created for artists to make their, you know, to make their process of drawing a lot easier and a lot better, and they can focus on a different part of the like the art process, you know. Now for me, right, I can now focus a little bit more on rendering because sometimes I get lazy on rendering. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'll be straight up honest with you. I get lazy on the rendering when I draw. And I never liked any of my art, at least most of my digital art, right? Because the rendering was shit. Because I'm just like, ugh. Like compared to pencil and paper, I have more control on pencil and paper compared to digital. I just never could get around with digital for some reason. I don't know. It's just something about digital just doesn't feel very comfortable for me. But when it comes to pencil and paper, that's a different story. That is a completely different story.
To do instead of automating things that are actually tedious and genuinely dangerous. Like, we've got bigger problems, all right? Stop fighting each other. Calm down. And look at that. I just created world peace. But yeah, honestly, guys, this is just a horrible situation all around. The person who made the original accusation is also now getting so much hate. And I read through some of those comments and some people were like wishing very bad things on that individual. And I just don't think any mistake warrants that. Like, if you're out here wishing harm on that person who made the accusation, like, are you really any better? Come on. Like, you're contributing to the L's all around. It's just...
Yeah, for me personally, it's just like, you know, they made a mistake, you know, they thought it was AI. They said they're sorry. What do you want them to do? You know, it's like, what the fuck do you want them to do?
The whole L situation. Anyways, guys, just my 2 cents on this situation and the current state of cancel culture. It's so stupid. If you can't definitively prove that somebody is guilty of something, don't make stupid accusations. And to the babies out there, protect yourself, okay? Record your process. Don't let this kind of BS happen to you too. And also, guys.
Yeah, it's just like it's not that serious, to be honest. Yeah, that's a pretty good video. I'm surprised. Wow. I'm very surprised. I haven't seen his video in such a long time, just because it's just kind of like I've just been busy, so I don't really have a lot of time or so to watch a lot of YouTubers, unfortunately. But wow, I'm very surprised. I am actually very surprised to kind of see that, you know. A coworker asked me if my painting was AI while I was opening my iPad on Procreate and my pen in my hand, and a person I'd never experienced it before. I think people's brains have been broken by AI, unfortunately. Yeah, I think the whole initial part of the whole AI thing basically broke a lot of people, to be honest. And you know what? It's kind of funny for me personally. I never took it serious. I really never, like, at the beginning when the whole AI art booming, or so, when it was booming, like super early in the days, I just personally didn't care. Like, honestly, I just straight up didn't care, you know? It was kind of like, you know, because this is how I was, right? It's like, they like me for my art style, the way how I do shading, the way how I do my process, the way how I do things, you know? They come to me because they enjoy what I do, you know? Compared to someone who is like a machine, right? Some AI tech bro using it as a machine to do the entire creative process. It's like, you know, they rather prefer to have me do it than have that, you know? But that's why I never cared. Because you want to know something? I always try to level up my art or so in any possible way, so I don't get outsmoked from the competition, you know? I'm just saying, you know? If you're not evolving or transforming or leveling up your art or stuff, you're always going to be left behind. I'm just saying. I will use like any methods that I learn or so to evolve my art to like a whole new level. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So that's why for me personally, AI for me, it's fine by me. It's not that serious. If you use AI, it's not like I'm gonna go after you personally. Like I just don't care. I got my own things. I gotta take care of, okay? I don't have time. I don't have time to tweet out an angry rant about AI or AI art. I don't care. I don't care, dude. I straight up don't care. It's just, it is what it is, you know? You do you, man. I do me. And that's it. But yeah, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. And yeah, what a good video. That was a good video. I enjoyed that, actually. That was I was very shocked or so from Sam Does Art, to be honest. Very shocked indeed. I was not expecting him to be like, it's not that serious, you know? Like he literally said, it's not that serious. You do you, and I do me, you know? Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed.